Welcome to my channel. My name is Maida. Today I have a few items that I want to share with you. A couple things from Milk. I've got the new lip oil from Rare Beauty. A couple other things that I'm really excited to put on my face. Yeah, I kind of just want to chill. I have a little bit of wine with me. Your girl is feeling good, okay? So if you want to hang out with me for a little bit and check out some of the new goodies that I have, in case you're interested, in case you're partaking on the was that Sephora something or other sale, if you're interested, I got some stuff. So let's try it on together. Let's get to the makeup. I got this in the mail. I purchased the Hydrogrip primer after all because I'm trying to prepare myself for the hotter months, and your girl is oily, so we are just going to do everything we can to remain, I'm not gonna say like matte because that's not my intention, but I just want to keep the oil under control. So let's see. It is pretty, I don't know, like serum-y. It's like a gel. It's like a thick serum. But girl, what did I say? Milk's little ass products. This tiny little thing was $20, believe it or not. When I apply this, it goes on smoothly, but as it's setting, it sort of feels like a little like sticky. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little sticky. Not sure what this is. I'm assuming it's like a sunspot. I applied sunscreen. I was out in the sun today. My partner and I went to the flea market. Just like a chill day, you know? I don't know if it's like a Midwest thing or if it's like a South Chicago thing. Others call it La Pulga, which I can see why. Flea market, La Pulga, I get it. But for us in Chicago, at least in my area, it's always been La Garra. It's funny because I remember being super excited as a kid to go to the flea market and just like eat snacks. For the most part, that's what I would get. Every now and then my mom would maybe get me a toy, if that, but for the most part, girl, we were at La Garra. We went there today and I scored some pretty cool collectible, I call them collectibles, right? Because if you care to know, I actually am a wannabe toy collector. Did I just spit? I just spit all over. Sorry. I'm a wannabe toy collector, and I don't know, I just get this like thrill, this rush, finding toys from when I was a kid, finding toys that I once had, and like repurchasing them. The best, the best. Let me show you one of the cool things. Not that I ever owned this, but this was a really cool find. Give me a second. Let me nerd out with you for a second. How many of you remember the big comfy couch? I got Lunette. Hello. And she's like in such a great condition. Her hair is a little, you know, don't worry, I did clean her. I should probably wash my hands after this, regardless though, right? Anyway. Yeah, man. Look, she's got her little outfit still, dressed to impress. Guess how much? $5. I scored. Well, I do try to like be very selective, but anyway, oh my gosh, sidetracked. Back to makeup. I also got the stick foundation after all because I'm just curious, dude. So I did swatch it on like the side of my cheek. I'd say it's a pretty decent color. The shade is Golden Beige, and that's what it looks like. I did pretty well. I'd like to think that at this point I'm getting pretty good at picking out my shades. It definitely reminds me of the consistency of the Salt New York Sneaky Balm, which is what I have experience with. When I swatched it, I did blend it out a little bit, and sometime later, a few hours later, I did notice that it was oxidizing a little weird. It was kind of separating on my skin, so I'm hoping that the Hydrogrip will help prevent that. I feel like this is pretty standard, right? Like this is a pretty decent size for a stick foundation. Let's see, how much product do we have in here? I could just look at the label, but I need to visualize. That is how much there is in the Flex stick foundation. Packaging feels sturdy, so that's good. It's going down pretty well. The packaging feels like heavy. There's some weight to this, the snap lid, so that's fine. It's not magnetic or anything, but it is satisfying to hear the snap. Brought you in just a little bit so you could see a little better. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna start with this much because I just don't know how much I actually need. So then I'm gonna go ahead and buff it out. It's easy to blend. Also, I've been having issues with my piercing, man. So I'm not going to be covering this side too much with foundation. Okay, so this is pretty decent coverage, yeah. It doesn't feel heavy, which is good. It's not hard to blend. It's going on pretty well. Dude, I really like this. Decent shade match. Like it. I like it. I believe the undertone for this was for golden olive undertones. So this is pretty good for a olive skinned girly like myself. So the thing that I am noticing though, this is a lot more like natural finish or skin-like finish, because unlike the Sneaky Balm, the Sneaky Balm still has some slip to it, and as I buff it out and when it's all blended and has time to sort of set, there's still like a bit of a waxy feeling. I don't know how else, like a balmy feeling, I suppose. Sneaky Balm. Yeah, this actually feels really good. This doesn't feel sticky. The Hydrogrip is pretty well covered under there, and I'm pretty stoked about this. Ooh, this I feel like would be perfect for those super hot summer days where, you know, you still want to look a little bit put together, but you don't want to have a lot on your face. This is perfect for that. Yeah, and as I said, it buffed out beautifully. No issues with blending. Okay, so nothing new for concealer, but what I feel would pair well is my Backstage concealer, just because it has just a little bit of hydration. I really don't want my under eyes to look dry, and this does a super beautiful job at just like keeping things, you know, moisturized. It's a good concealer. I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush this time. Oh no, it's on my lashes. Nice pairing. Yeah, this base is like A+. Okay, but the real question is, does it look too made up? Hopefully it'll be alright. Hopefully it doesn't dry me out. Like I said, the coverage is great. I wouldn't call this full coverage whatsoever. I think I'd call this a true medium coverage, at least by my standards. I like it. I like it. Let me do my brows. As I was saying, that was a little bit about me. I love going to thrift stores, going to flea markets, antique malls. It's my jam. So I'm gonna use the Make some, what is this called? Sculpting Brow Tint. I love going treasure hunting I've gotten some pretty cool collectibles over the years. And like, look, I get it, you know, it's not for everybody. Some people might think it's like childish or whatever, but dude, do whatever makes you happy, you know? I literally am trying to live my life. That's all I'm trying to do. Like, people who have such strong opinions about other people's interests are no fun. And I feel like, well, I'm not gonna have anybody to live vicariously through. And yeah, it's just fun. It's like wholesome fun, you know? Okay. Oh man, okay. So now we're getting to the fun part. I purchased a Danessa Myricks Colorfix foil, and it is in the shade Rocket. I haven't even swatched it yet, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that looks so pretty. The shift definitely is pinkish, but there's like a deep purple. Oh my gosh, that's sick. Also, I just tried to like wipe it off and it's still there, so I'm not trying to scrub off any makeup. I feel like maybe I should put something under. A couple other things that I got recently are these Glossier Monochrome eyeshadow trios. So I got the shade Clay. They all look the same. The package, rather, looks the same. So these are a little messy just because I had to clean them. I found them at my local TJ Maxx. So Clay, and I have the shade Teak. They look incredibly similar. I sort of wish that I would have found the Trio Mist, I think it's called. It's like the purpley, shimmery lavender eyeshadow trio. It's really pretty. So this is the Teak Trio. It's definitely like a warm toned trio. So that's a very sheer matte. It's pretty, but it's a little patchy, TBH. And then this is this pretty rosy copper color. Yeah, these are pretty. Yeah, this matte one though is a little bit patchy, so FYI. I don't know if Glossier is going to continue selling this formulation or not. I'm assuming not, because that's what happened with Balm.coms. Like, I ended up finding a bunch at my TJ Maxx. I only bought one because I thought it was going to be a thing now. Like, oh, Glossier is going to be at TJ Maxx. And this next eyeshadow trio is Clay. So I'm going to do the bottom here. Oh, that's a pretty brown. Swatch this guy. Reddish brown. Oh, this is more of like a true copper shade. That's really pretty. The formula is okay. Honestly, I wouldn't even say that it's something that anybody has to run out and get. It's an eyeshadow. They're pretty shades. I'm glad that I know that it's just an eyeshadow. But for what this usually retails for, let me see. Yeah, so these are typically $22, which, girl, these are just okay. I mean, I don't know that I would want to pay $22 plus shipping, bro. Anyway, see, okay, so we're already creasing there a little bit to combat that. I'm actually going to go in with this shade right here. This is from the Teak Trio, and I'm just going to put this on the crease just so that it has something powdery to kind of help set it. But anyway, in comparison to my Escape Pod palette from Kaleidos, that one, I think I got it on sale for like $32 or something like that. I think usually it's $42, I think. Anyway, their formulas are superb. The mattes go on beautifully, not patchy at all. The duochromes, they're incredible. They blend like a dream. I don't know that I would want to spend that much on a trio that could have easily been a quad. I'd rather spend a little extra on Kaleidos. I mean, like I said, they're okay, but I think I've made my point, right? Dude, I feel like I'm all over the place. Wasn't even in frame. I was like sitting way back here. Let me add the foil. How should I do this? Should I add it with my finger? How is this usually done? Let me see. So these are waterproof. Liquid pigment for the eye, lip, and cheek. Whoa, imagine lips like this. This is so pretty. Yeah. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay. Oh my gosh. The shift? Hello? Look at this. It is setting as well. So that's great. Well, duh, considering it's waterproof. So what I'm gonna do out here is use a fluffier brush and then blend. So my partner is on vacation right now. We went to a park next to Starved Rock. Starved Rock is a state park here in Illinois. Beautiful park to hike or camp at. There's a park right before you get to Starved Rock if you're coming from Chicago. It's called Buffalo Rock, and it has a little family of buffalo living at the park. They're in their enclosure. And I kind of wish that they would like expand it a little bit more. But I would say in comparison to Starved Rock, it's super, super small. But it's like a nice hike. You're not gonna get super exhausted from it or exhausted at all. I'd say it's a pretty easy hike. There's incredible weather too. I think in the 50s, low 60s. Really nice. The only thing I did not appreciate about the park is that I'm assuming that they're like right next to a shooting range, and you could totally hear people firing guns off in the distance, which is not really what I want to hear while I'm out hiking, regardless of the weird ambiance. It was a nice day. You know what? I feel like I'm doing that thing again where I just take it out a little too far. That is not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I accidentally used the wrong brush. I first started with this one, a denser kind of fluffy brush, and that's what I used here to apply the shade. It does a really nice job at just like concentrating the product. And then with this one, with the fluffy one, that's what I was using to blend out this part. I accidentally did too much here. It's okay. We can always reel it back in with a little bit of concealer and bring it down a little bit to the lower lash line. Okay, and even though it does set, I was still able to kind of smudge it a little bit with my fingers. So that's good. It allows you just a few more seconds of playtime. Okay. Oh, am I gonna be sorry for mixing? All right, so this is where we are. FYI, I just went to the restroom to wash my hands, and check this out. Granted, I didn't like scrub or anything. I basically just applied a little bit of hand soap on the back, and it was pretty easy to remove the Danessa Myricks foil. I have to learn the name of this one. Colorfix foil. This is so good. I want to lighten it up just a little bit. Speaking of rare beauty, I'm gonna take out this guy, Magnetic Spirit palette. I am so sad to see that not very many people were excited for this guy. For these two, this one and the Confident Energy palette. There are such pretty shades in there. I heard about the palettes when they were first out and then like never again, which is sad because look at this shade. Look at this shade. So yeah, while we were out hiking, we also stopped into town. Is it LaSalle or Utica? I think it's Utica at that area. There's like a cute little downtown area where there are like restaurants or shops. There's like a pub. We stopped at this wine place and bought a few bottles. So that was fun. Today, as I said, we went to the flea market, which was fun. And then tomorrow, we're gonna get our taxes done. Woo! Fun times. I like this. I think this was the right shade to pair with this Colorfix foil. It makes me look like a superhero a little bit. Maida's drunk. I'm actually gonna go in with this purple. We'll see what happens. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I just want like a subtle outer corner, but I do want a little more definition, so this shade is perfect. Oh man, did I kind of fudge it up a little bit? I just scared my cats. But seriously, did I just fudge it up? I'm gonna keep going, see where it takes me. Oh man, one time I had the bright idea of experimenting with a different color than what I'm used to, and this was when I was still employed, and I was running super late already, so I didn't have very much time to like clean things up. But I ended up using like a, I don't know, it was like an olive liquid eyeshadow. I think it's by Revlon or CoverGirl, one of the two. Man, was it such a terrible eyeshadow. First of all, it had gone like super patchy, and then because I tried to layer a few coats of it or a few layers of it, it ended up having like this gunky texture to it. No manches. Yeah, I was at work and I'm like, what? It looked like I had snake skin for eyelids. The worst, dude. But I mean, shoot, I was out there. I was like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this brown eyeliner just because I feel like it needs it. All right, so one thing I actually haven't tried on, I believe I swatched it on camera, but I never applied it. It's the Flower Beauty Blush Balm, and this is in the shade Cinnamon. So last time that I swatched it, I was kind of disappointed, to be honest, because when I swatched it, it left like a yellow stain behind. I did a little too much, but here's the shade. Let's see. I'm not sure that this would be the blush I'd pair my eyeshadow with. This kind of warms up the face the way a bronzer would kind of warm up, at least for my skin tone. I'm just gonna go in with my concealer, or whatever's left on the brush, and just help that blend that blush. I'm looking a little weird. Looks like I blended out this way too much, but I promise you they match. It's just this side is a little more lit than this side. Oh, okay. I have two things for lips. I have this Tarte, I don't know the name. I'll put it somewhere on the screen, but this is in the shade Nude. It's like a rosy brownish kind of shade. Ooh, this is so hydrating. It's got like a minty scent to it. I'm not a big fan of those types of scents. Oh my gosh. And this is so hydrating. Oh my goodness. It literally feels like I'm applying oil. Oh, it's so soft. Goodness gracious. This is really nice. And I think it looks really nice with this eye look. Okay. So I'm very happy with this shade. Makes my lips look so juicy. Okay, so what I wanted to try out for you is the Rare Beauty lip oil. This is in the shade Happy. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. Oh my gosh. This has a doe foot applicator. I tried it the other night and it goes on and it feels really light, almost like a serum. So I definitely wouldn't pair it with this eye look. It just looks like there's too much competition. One of the things that I like is just how my lips look. It gives this silicone-y look to your lips. I don't want to say it's plumping because I don't think it's actually plumping. The only thing that I didn't love was that after some time, it ends up going into this like stain, right? Like it wears off nicely in terms of the shade. However, I've only worn this one other time and I allowed it to just like wear off on its own. But it ended up looking a little dry on my lips. I do like the stain that it leaves behind. It helped distract from the peely looking lips. Yeah, that was kind of like the only thing that I didn't like. It could also be that I haven't been taking the best care of my lips. Either way, I'm happy with it. I'm excited to wear this like maybe on its own where like the lips are the focal point. Okay, FYI, I was applying and that happened. So this is a very soft formulation. Very, very soft. I sort of feel like I need to tie things in a little bit better. The cheeks are throwing me off, so let me add a little bit of pink. Hopefully this will take us to a more cohesive look, because right now I'm looking a little like yellowish. I'm gonna add a little bit of the Skin Mimetic Micro Suede Blush in Celestial Rose, just to keep it a little on the muted side because I don't want there to be too much competition. Yeah, and maybe the lip is just like a little too much, honestly. I'm feeling like that lady from the one show. That'll narrow it down. I feel like this lady right here. I feel like I look like that lady. Yeah, so again, the Rare Beauty shade lip oil does leave behind a stain. Okay, so this is the finished look. Wouldn't normally pair these things together, but we're just gonna go with it. I'll have to update you on the Hydrogrip and hopefully it's a good update. I feel like it's pretty light on the skin. I don't feel like there's any additional stickiness to my face. Man, I cannot get over the Flex foundation. This is legit. I think I'm gonna be using this quite a bit. It carved out a space for itself within my collection already, so that's awesome. The Glossier Eyeshadow Trios, I mean, if they're $5, you can't go wrong. I wouldn't say that they're worth $22 as I mentioned. I don't feel cheated out of my $5, out of my $10. But yeah, I think I would have been a little disappointed had I spent the $44 instead. The Danessa Myricks Colorfix Foil. I think I made my enthusiasm pretty evident. I'm stoked. I definitely could just do this as a one eyeshadow kind of look, but I did want to add just a little extra flair, you know, just to make it a little more eye-catching. Oh man, the Flower Blush Balm, I don't like it. I think it blended out fine. Just don't like the shade. I mean, I'll keep playing with it. Maybe one day it'll come in handy when I'm trying to look a little more bronzed. It might also be that I just need to have a little more, you know, tan going on, because this was starting to look a little too yellow. This lipstick from Tarte A+, this is the juiciest my lips have been, and it still feels like it's in place. You know, it doesn't feel like it's running down my face. And finally, the Rare Beauty lip oil. I think it's gonna be such a fun shade to wear. It's very much on the pinky side. I love that it does leave that stain behind, but yeah, I'm happy with it. And friends, that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I enjoyed our time together. If you enjoyed our time together as well, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, because it'll just boost my confidence up. Give it a like if you feel like giving it a like. Anyway, that is it for me. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.